Shadowverse is a game with hundreds of cards. However, only around 10 of these cards will see play in any one format. In this series, I will be trying to unleash the potential of those cards that you may have forgotten. They are the Forgotten Legends. Hey, what's going on, my Shadowverse Masters? It's your boy here today, Serio Tenon, giving you episode 1 of Forgotten Legends, where I try to go on the ladder and pull off some of the sickest combos using the legendaries and or golds that you've never heard of. Today, our game plan is going to be to get off the Peerless Warrior, who on play totals up all the stats on your board, and if combined all of your stats equal 20 or more, he always pops your entire board, but if they equal 20 or more, he gets evolved and he gains all of those stats, and then he's indestructible. He doesn't actually win you the game, he's just a card on the board. It's unaffected by everything, it can't take damage. Except for changes, which means you lose Draziel. But that's not jank enough. Honestly, that is not super hard to get off. So what we kept doing is we kept changing the deck list. So you're going to see a couple different decks, and only one game is going to get this combo off. It's a little rough. But the actual goal is going to be to combo the Peerless Warrior with Zerael, Regnant of Rebirth. 8-drop 9/9. At the end of your turn, if you've played cards that originally cost 1 through 8, he is invoked, and he gains the effect that he cannot take damage, and he's unaffected by all other card effects except for those that change his attack or defense. So, when we play the Peerless Warrior, not only will we get Peerless Warrior himself, but we will still get to keep a 9/9 or an 18/9 on our board. Definitely going to be pretty sick if we can get off this combo today. Definitely looking forward to showing you guys some sick replays. Let's get into it. And for game 1, we have a Dragoncraft player into our sword. They will be playing Armed Dragon. Let's get into it. We're seeing the Peerless Warrior in the opening hand, but we do have a spell that actually tutors him. So we can't afford to keep him. We need those 1-drops. We need that better curve. And we see that we get the exact same hand, basically. But that's fine. Now, on this build, we were playing this 1-drop. The idea is that it can't be attacked. So hopefully we can play some cheeky buff cards and just sit there buffing this 1/1 and help that get us to the 20 that we need. Drawing another Blossoming Dancer. On the early list, I was playing the Evo pack, or the Blooming Dancer, sorry. This early package that we were playing, the goal was to try to play a bunch of that Evo stuff and definitely just be able to build high amounts of stats for cheap with things like Alice and the Blooming Dancers, because the Blooming Dancer, it becomes a 4/3, which is 7 points worth of stats.
Waste.
As we can see here, it's a little clunky. I can't really do much here, but here we go. We're able to put this down and then get both of the creatures down and be able to start buffing our card. Now it's a 2/2 that he's unable to deal with. And it looks like he's also playing the Less Feast in style. He's going to be evolving the Draconier to be able to pop our 2/2 and then be able to get in 5 base damage while also keeping up quite the board. Thankfully for us, though, we do have the General Maximus off of the draw. Very good. It's going to be able to fill up our board with 3 other creatures all having Rush. We already have the Monica on board, so there's no use in Evoing the, what is her name? Radiant Luminous Mage, because she's only good at tutor. The only 2-drop or lower that we play is the Monica. I guess we also played this Mare Veil, but I just kind of thought, you know, I would feel bad if this tutored Monica, because I'm going to play the General next turn, so he's going to pull yet another Mage, except for this one's actually on 2/3 drops, so maybe that was the wrong play. Anyway, our opponent drops down this guy, the Dragon. We're just going to evolve the Merveille to be able to push more face damage. Also building up the stats on the board, and then we're able to trade in the Blooming Dancers, get the 2 Evos, increase our rally count here as well. So our Monica now has 10. We have rally 10 here. 11, actually. So if this Monica goes down, we're going to be fine. Then our opponent hits us with Journey to the Past. First time I've seen this card. Looks like they need to be on the next episode of Forgotten Legends. Maybe we'll play that as well. So they're able to copy their Leviatane Dragon that went down, and this time it will actually properly evolve into the defense form. However, sadly for them, we're going to get the Invoke, we're going to get the Monica, and then the Twilight and Silver is going to be able to tutor any 2 officers from our deck, pulling the only officer in our deck, the Peerless Warrior, evolving the Latica, or Emilia, apologies, to reduce the cost of the Peerless Warrior by 3, to now be able to play the Peerless Warrior with all of the stats on the board. Here he comes, 16, 17, can't take damage, unaffected by everything. So, I want you guys to know, this did not take long. This part right here of the deck, actually just putting this guy in with that spell, and just randomly having him as like a 7-drop, not actually that hard. And now our opponent, he's going defense form, but look at that, 610, that's only 12. As long as I can deal at least 12 damage, I get straight through this. But we have the Princess Merveil, who on Enhanced 6 just blows up the entire board. However, our Peerless Warrior will not go down. We're able to push 16 face damage. And then here they go, Draconic Smash, another Leviatane every single turn. This is number 4. Ever since turn 5, they've been playing 1 a turn. And yet another defense form. However, once again, it's just not enough. We get the last Mikhail out of the deck. We get the Alice, which, with the number of times we've evolved, she does in fact have Storm. And then I forgot for a second, it's kind of BM here.
Our supply lines have been reinforced.
Well, this is actually really BM. I think I was trying to think of a way that I could attack with the Peerless Warrior to get the actual final movement, but I could not. Very sad. However, there we go. Game 1, we were able to close it out. Now let's go to the next game. And in Game 2, we are going to be up against Runecraft. I don't actually remember what they were playing.
Silence. The dead have
we can find out together.
Words.
The world called, and I answered.
So we see here, I'm on a different build now. We've got the Galdars in. We still have the Princess Merveil. We're still trying to get that Peerless Warrior out. But I believe the ratios have changed at this point. But we draw 1, 2, 2. It's perfect.
More than even honor.
And it's Mysteria. Mysteria's pretty good. A lot of people are actually playing that still.
I feel it.
Turns out they didn't lose any cards, you know? And for some reason, the tier list is putting them in like tier 4. I don't think they have that bad of matchups. I keep seeing them. They're pretty good. Well, we have the Wandering Knight. We're able to push that face damage. And I just say, I don't care about your 1-3. You can't evolve it till next turn. What's it doing? And then there we go. Look, he's forced to trade it anyway. It's gone off the board. Yeah, we just get the Monica. We're just kind of like progressing our board, and then we end up trading both of our guys in because we don't want them to get the free Mysteria card on the Evo and be able to push face damage. Instead, here comes down the Amaryllis, who's going to get evolved.
I should have known. Come on, let's go. This is my magic.
And there we go, he board wipes, but we have the Twilight and Silver. We added more offices in our deck. This is the first time we didn't actually have things that we could grab. So we added the Wandering Knight and the Gawain to be able to get additional guys. Because right there, it's just definitely able to help our rally and get us a little bit more card draw.
Blessed is the promised day.
We see the Anne and Greya come down. But 6/6 is a pretty good stat line.
This is my magic.
Here comes down the General Maximus. We're getting 3 additional followers.
As ordered.
This time we did cut, I believe, the Opulent Strategist because, you know, it was kind of like clogging it. Now we couldn't get the,
We can
who was
still.
it? We couldn't get the Radiant Luminous Mage to get an additional plus if we needed to.
Nurture it with knowledge.
Take your seats, boys and girls.
A chant is nothing.
Here we go. He's going in. He's got the Craig. He's got the Miranda. He has all of the cards he needs on the board. Pretty good hand, and then he's able to evolve, get those Mysteria cards in his hand down, have the 0 mana spells. And then the Amaryllis is really helping him feed into his win con. There's no real way for me to block this. We get the Mikhail Invoke. And then we get the Galdar. Galdar's pretty good against Mysteria. It's really hard for them to actually clear the board. Evolving the Deadeye Trainee, you want to have as many threats as possible, have the stats spread as much as humanly possible. Trade the 3-1 in. Just kind of clear the board, cleaning stuff up. He trades the Amaryllis in. Greater Wills to try to prevent the lethal. I do the taunt. I need to let him know, you know, something's about to happen. He's not ready for it. He keeps drawing. He's drawing.
Many are charmed by
Freya, this was the mistake. Why is that the mistake? Because here comes the Invoke of the Mikhail. If you see, I would have been board locked. However, he left me the option to clear. We're going to be able to push some face damage here. And then Peerless Warrior clearing our board. Look at that. 28-22. Gawain comes down. I know the Peerless Warrior didn't do anything, but we played him. That's what's important. What's important is that we played him. That's the only thing that matters, is we played him. However, notice these replays, they've had a problem. And that problem is we have not actually invoked that 8-drop. So, it's time for the final replay, where hours upon hours of actually playing. That 8-drop might be the worst card I've ever actually seen in my life. Peerless Warrior kind of slaps. This this Enforcer or whatever he is, he's pretty rough.
Bear the past, but seize the future.
So now we're on the different build. We're on to a single Peerless Warrior with a single copy of the spell, the Tutors, that like summons the Amelia. We're on a single copy of that because we have to make room for everything. So we open double Deep Sea Scout going first. Absolutely insane. Our opponent is going second. Warden of Honor, that does literally nothing. So we're going to be able to put down a second Deep Sea Scout, play down the Gilded Boots, draw 2 additional cards, and then go face. And we see that we have already played the 1, but what we're digging for is we have the 8-drop Warden guy who reduces the cost of cards. And then we're able to go Tidal Gunner. So that's our 2-drop for the game. We're able to play Boots on the Gunner. Gunner's going to clear a card. We're going to draw 2 cards. And somehow we've drawn all 3 Mikhails. It's a little rough. I guess we don't get to invoke this game. But that's fine. Because where we're going, we don't need the invokes. Deep Sea Scout again. Going to be able to Mikhail. But I'm going to hold the Deep Sea Scout for later because I don't want to go over hand size. Gonna trade the Scouting, keep the Tidal Gunner, force him to trade a little bit more. We've been pushing a lot of face damage here. And we've played 1 and 2. But here comes number 3 next turn. We've got the... I don't remember these guys' names. Storm Racked First Mate. Yeah, it's a rough one to remember. He's got the Metatron with the Blooming Dancer combo. However, we have the Infinite Board Creator helping us boost our rally. Doesn't actually help us, but I believe we still are on Gawain in this build. And why did I drop the 2-drop? I think I dropped the 2-drop because I didn't want to go over hand size. Yeah, because I'm at 8 hand. I was like, man, I really need the Warden. I got to keep that 8-drop in the deck, the one that invokes, because he's a 1-of. I can't afford to, you know, lose him. Because we have to invoke him. We can't just play him. It's very important. So we draw for turn. And we got the Warden of Resurrection, which means that now we're able to play the Deep Sea Scout, start playing down cards, reducing his cost. We draw the Maximus. Unfortunately, we didn't already have him. But we're able to just start playing cards. Use the Mikhail. I decide to use the Evolve because we do have the Olivia next turn to also complete our quest for 5, because we played 1, 2, 3. Now we need 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Our 8 drop is in the hand, his cost is being reduced, so we're pretty good. And we also have our 7 drop. Here comes down an Alice. That was his 3rd Evolve, so gets the Evolve, gets to draw 2, gets to get the 2 play points back. Monica, full board. Looking pretty nice for my Olivia here. She's going to be dealing 3 damage to the entire board, giving me my mana back as well.
Give my regards to the gods.
Our paths may differ because there will be dark.
And then I'm going to be able to play down the Maximus, pulling the 1s and the 2s and 3s out of our deck. We don't really need them anymore.
The righteous path.
Our goal is to place everything else, right? We need to play 4s.
At virtue's feast.
We see the Radiel come down early. He doesn't have the Rally 20, so it doesn't really do a lot. Monica's going to be slapping me. He's going to trade in the Knight. And then he's just going to poke me for 5. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Here comes the Alice. Drawing 2. Evolving. And we see, oh my god, we got the Explorer of Mysteries off of the top, giving us a free 6 drop. Warden of Honor to be able to help reduce the cost of our 8 drop. Wandering Knight, we're going to be trading in. Then here comes the last Mikhail, able to clear the Monica. And we're able to use the Sky, the Maximus, to be able to clear the last Knight. Here comes the Warden of Honor, though, from our opponent. Creating 2 5/6s, using the Blade to keep them healthy. Owlcat Girl, I don't know what he's on. Being able to get the Peckish Owlcat to clear the Knight. He's on some jank too. He's gonna pop her and get some draws. And then I'm able to put down Galdar, the Heroic Headmaster. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried here that he would have scooped. Galdar's a pretty sick card. He puts a lot of pressure on the board. I decided to keep the Tidal Gunner. Maybe I should have put it down, but our opponent on that 1-card hand has a Maximus. I guess the Peckish...
Okay, bub. Let's get to it.
I guess the Peckish Mooncat allows you to put the Monicas back in the deck to go with the Maximus, so your Maximus can always be better. Pretty sick tech, actually. But that's not what's important. What's important to us is we are able to use the Ward of Resurrection to be able to put... That is the 8-drop. We have played every other costed card in the game. So now our goal is to always just leave that 1 spot open. We're going to attack with Galdar, clearing the board. And then here comes the invocation.
This world bereft of sin.
Zerael.
A brand new adventure awaits.
On prevailing wings, by condemnation flame.
Strike!
And then here comes our opponent. He's going to Olivia and Sylvia to clear the board. However, it is not good enough. Oh, but look at this Owlcat. This is so good. The Olivia and Sylvia left me with 1 health. Boom, here comes the Peckish Owlcat. Being able to clear our ward and allowing him to push some face damage. However, he does not understand Twilight and Silver. Getting us 2 cards. Tutoring the Peerless Warrior. And here we go. Peerless Warrior. Boom. 17-17. It cannot clear the board. It is able to kill the Owlcat, and I am able to push 9 face damage. However, our opponent knows that that was the sickest combo, so they just pass turn with lethal on board, allowing us to get the win. It would have been so sad if they would have attacked. But there we go. That's the first episode of Forbidden Legends. Let me know if you guys like it. I'm hoping to do one of these weekly. Look forward to next time. And until then, this is Dean signing out.